Mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's up? What's up? What's up? BurnMoreZen.com. Well, it's not BurnMoreZen.com. Don't go there. I don't know what that takes you. Disclaimer: I don't know where BurnMoreZen takes you, but BurnZen.com. This is Spark the Wolf. Spark in the wild, before tamed and groomed. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What up, Teresa? You was? What's up, bro? What up, Josh? What's up, bro? What up, Samson? What's up, bro? Lita, what up, bro? T-Law Fitness, what up, bro? Zed Dozy is #1 suspect. What up, bro? Big ups to my friends on the other side of the screen. I didn't stream yesterday. I went ahead and was chatting in the Telegram, or not in Telegram, in the Twitter Spaces. Fun chat yesterday. Lots of good takes. Lots of good takes, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get this party started. Thank you for hanging out in the waiting room. This your boy Crypto Bruh, and I make beats. And so the music you're listening to, I made it a long time ago. Few moons ago. But yeah, now we do this crypto shit. So what's up, world? What's up, cyberspace? How's it going, internet land? This is your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace to DJ / producer, coming back again with another one of these videos about crypto and the overall Zen world. Things were cooking. Now, I guess, started off as a stream about Zen, and now we got products. You can go way back. This is literally just a video, a vlog of my Zen experience. No iCarly shit, all experience, real life shit over here. You know what I'm saying? What up, Frankie for crypto? What up? Budweiser need to bring back that commercial. Authentic, or the frog. Yo, that was a great space. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I don't know, we just do it. The gasless transaction mechanism thing looking interesting. I need to do more research on that. Oh yeah, you're talking about XEN. They got that shit figured out low key, or high key, I should say. The competition in XEN now is down to the user. So we're really going to be looking for high-end users in the coming months. High-end pro users ready to hit the ground running. That's coming soon. X in the X instead of S. It's coming soon. What's up, Sun Station? What it do? But yeah, because we're gonna be talking about XEN once it becomes closer. But they're doing some stuff right now, so things are underway. But it's just not 100% feeling like it's gonna come out. Like it looks like to me, it still feels like Jack gave himself some more runway, because Zen's price is at the mercy of him. And that's good for Zen, because if you know anything, a token without a founder is kind of like the best vibes. And Zen has all of these ingredients, but it came from Jack Levin's mind. And so everyone sees him as a founder, they see him as like an endpoint of energy. Like we burning Zen. We got wind blocks that just came out. It's feeling really good in the community, to be honest. But again, it's not moving like it should, because people are still waiting for a signal. All right. And I think it's smart that Jack is playing hot potato with the physical market, right? The real market, the other market, mainstream one. Because now we can see his hand. He's always had this like funny philosophy about Zen being a poker game. And I never really understood it, because I never looked at crypto with that much psychology, right? Like I'm looking at crypto as block space. TPS. I know TPS is going to drive adoption because the more clicks the chain can handle and the more efficient those clicks can become, really speaks volume, to its future roadmap or whatever they got in place, or whatever you want to imagine, right? So yeah, we're still in the layer 1 conversation. All of the coins that are trading that go up and down, I guess, they're all trending. And there's a specific group that goes for those coins. Like if you follow the Crypto Bro channel, you'll notice I never talk about coins that are going to show up on Dex screen or trending because I'm a Xenian. We got a lot of block space that we got to go and get right now. It's cheap right now. No one's thinking about it right now. So we got to do it right now. And there is some stuff going on. Like if you haven't heard about the launch pad, the launch coin, I mean, it's totally mediocre, but you can see like where we're going here, what people really want, and how like memes are a thing, bro. They're not gonna go away. But yeah, this is like a launch pad to launch memes. It's kind of stupid. Launch on Believe. This came out 2 days ago. Let's see if the website's here. But like it's like a way for people to build apps. Great start. Great starts with your beliefs. Whatever. But it's just essentially you tokenize ideas. And they have a platform coin. So if you tokenize ideas, you get the platform coin. But long story short, what I'm trying to get at is this is the current state of cryptocurrency. If you want to go and find the hype, what's next, those are two different things. There's a hype and what's next, but there's hype and what's next. Launch pads seem to be up right now. And it seems like, yeah, if you can get an angle on launch pad and you drop a coin, it's going to pump. Shout outs Joe Blau. Yo. If you haven't checked out Fast JPEG, you should check out Fast JPEG because it's fast. No, just kidding. It's a launch pad on base using Farcaster as its leverage. But yesterday he did like an airdrop, and the airdrop came out with a coin called FAD. So he kind of has like this FAD coin, airdrop coin. And this is a Xenian, yo, so like, shout outs Joe. He's trying to hit the bonding curve. This thing is up. But yeah, launch pads are gonna be up. This is the launch pad coin. It's called FAD for JPEG. So yeah, you're gonna be able to find these trends is what I'm trying to get at. They're not hard. I've already got a couple friends asking me like, how do I find meme coins? And I know this is bubbling. So that's why, there's hype and trend, and then there's hype and there's trend. And you gotta play what side you want to be on, right? Don't mix layer ones with meme coins, right? And actually Zen transcended. It's not a meme coin. Okay. 100% utility token for sure. And we'll talk about it. Josh says, I am claiming more OPs in right now. I got a whole bunch of claims coming in the days. Damn, bro. That's up. That's how it should be. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But that'll be my life in the future. In the future, I'll have mints coming out every day. Right? That's what we're doing now. This was pretty cool. So I made a script where now like it's gonna do like a rainbow effect in the beginning of the wallet. It's kind of like a signature. That's how I think of it now. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like the onboarding in Zen is abstract, and it's not like a launch pad. It's not like a layer one. It's really about teaching the individual about like blockchain, how it works, what's its capacity like. You know, it's like you're on the spaceship, but you want to see the control room. That's Zen, right? So over in Zen world, I think everything is going pretty well. And now we're kind of having fun, right? Like the users are deving and we're turning ladder technology into rainbow technology. But what's cool about this, again, I'm building something where someone starts their experience like this. And what's funny is you get one day mint. So you instantly get to redeem your Zen. You get two Zen redeems. And then it's 60 days until the next one. And then another 60 days, another 60 days, another 60 days, blah, blah, blah. But what's funny about that is we go back to our mission statement, which is we want people to interact with the blockchain, have sovereign experiences, and the mint is like 100% always going to give this feeling. With a little bit of customization, it looks a little different, and hey, maybe you might want to do it too. Make your own. 60 days apart, and you'll have a little rainbow ladder. Start a new wallet so you can see it. Or you can just put it in the middle of your token IDs. Like on this wallet, I have 2,800 token IDs. Damn, XEN. And like, yeah, this one I think is, I have a ladder script soon to be to the public, I guess. We'll see, man. Go build your own, to be honest. Fuck it. This is your boy Crypto Bro. I'm maximum and gatekeeping. But the thing about it is not everybody can do it. If everybody does it, then the gas goes up. So you got to pick and choose your evil here. Right? Do you want people to dump their OPs in and keep the narrative that we can keep making this shit? Or do you want this to just send it right now? Because the more people that start minting, the more everyone's gonna realize we all can't make this shit. It gets too expensive because it starts a gas war. Like we're having it right now on layer 2s for some reason. Base chain 0.6, crazy. Optimism 0.01. Usually it's like this. And I heard a week ago it was 3 zeros and a 5. So Ethereum gas up to 16 to front run. Again, I only like to look at the fast one because that's why you're on chain, is to get to the block. So whatever that is, that's the price, right? 16 Gwei. Right, on base chain, it's evil. It's evil. It's fucking evil. But yeah, optimism is very stable, but the problem with optimism again is the blocks are mimicking Ethereum, so they can only be so full, so everybody's moving at the same pace, right? And you can totally see on the blocks when people are mining, right? If we click into here, this is probably gonna have in the transactions a bulk minter, right at the top. So not everybody can do this, because if it's like optimism's like an engine. If everyone came and started revving the engine, all these lines turn orange, then optimism would start freaking out, because it's not designed like that. So the only way optimism stops freaking is the gas goes up. But then it's still cheap. But essentially it's like we're raising the gas floor for inflation. Future inflation too. So that's the thing about optimism. Optimism is starting to enter into this quantum space where the future is hard to obtain, bro. Like even in GPT says that like if 5 to 10 users try to mint 1 trillion OPs in simultaneously, the time to completion would extend dramatically. So what this is I was trying to see how much it costs to do 1 trillion mints or get 1 trillion OPs in worth of mints. And what's funny is it's literally impossible. You have to be by yourself, and you need to have the ability to have the same amount of, like, think of it as like I'm walking down a sidewalk and I'm gonna leave my house at a specific time so I know I'm beating the crowd to the sidewalk, right? Because then I don't want to walk to the sidewalk when I gotta bump shoulders with everybody. And that's kind of like XEN, or that's EVM. Like an EVM, because it can't handle a lot of capacity in the blocks, it essentially bottlenecks just from trying to perform tasks at the maximum TPS. Because maximum TPS is a thing. It's the internet. I want to have the fastest internet. Like, what? Buffering will. Like, that's Ethereum, bro, on all levels. So what's happening is that the TPS is, we're seeing it drop on Optimism. When everybody starts to mine on Optimism, the TPS goes from 20 to 12. Like, since somebody's mining on Optimism right now, the TPS on OP is at 10. If more people started mining, the TPS would just go down, bro. Because it's just until it became a bid war, and we would be bidding on gas against each other to get higher TPS to make more nodes, to answer to the nodes, because they're like, we're not gonna move until you give us higher gas price, whatever. And that's why, like, in base is essentially, they're opening their block. You see mega gas per second. You see how base is at 34 and Optimism is at 9. So this is how much gas can fit in a block at one time. So even though this is at high TPS, they're trying to reach the gas limit to the TPS, but I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to do this without making TPS fall. Every blockchain in EVM suffers from the same XEN glitch. It's just that the glitch is less aggressive, I guess, it's like on Optimism, it has 1 amp, so you don't have a ton of people brute forcing. You only have experienced Xenians doing this right now. So it's like the most elite are testing this theory out. And yeah, it is kind of coming to this weird discovery that, like, yeah, it doesn't really matter how you tweak EVM, bro. You're not gonna get Solana type experience. You could do everything. You can base it. You can throw money at it. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna achieve something profound. And I think that's the best part about the Nakamoto coefficient reach mixed with the Solana, is we have now this opportunity with X1 to introduce EVM users to faster TPS and faster blocks, because we'll have XEN on X1, and X1 will have dynamic fees, so it'll be the same thing. Like, there will be a cap on the XEN production, because a bidding war is up to the community, and if the community gets to a bidding war, then the price of the token should naturally go up, right? It should just naturally head north, because we're bidding on block space, and block space is way more expensive than the current prices, right? Like, if you essentially put it like even more in depth of what we're talking about here, the market cap of XEN should replicate the market cap of the blockchain, because it's a replica of the blockchain. So like Ethereum ETH, technically it costs like billions of dollars. People just don't understand this because there's not a lot of people trying to get it. But if everyone tried to get it, it would like naturally get like mold itself to that value point, because that's the end point. The end point is everyone discovers that you're auctioning block space, and at this auction, it's Ethereum itself. So it's what you value Ethereum as. And if you don't really value Ethereum, you're not gonna mine. But if there's a crazy cuckoo class of individuals that seem to say, no, we're going to set the gas limit, and this is how much we believe it to be. And and that's where the greed steps in. If more people step in on this gas war, how much do you think the block is worth? Then it essentially XEN is the blockchain. It is a replica of it, a piece, an artifact you can own of it. And how much of it you have from minting really is, again, that's the cornerstone of XEN, because buying it will always be more expensive than minting it. This is, again, you can go and buy it, but minting will always be the cheapest. So, and we all can do it. So it's a I don't know what you call it, a snake eating its tail type thing, or a cat and mouse thing. I don't know. XEN and P.o.P daily compound staking. Facts. What's crazy is my position on ETH or XEN. The position or the liquidity position doing way better than the stake. So there's also this other part that you have to kind of think about, which is your XEN is energy, and where you place it is kind of, again, it's playing into where what you ethically believe it to be, right? Like, I'm here in this staking pool. The staking pool is great because it's safe. It's the lowest risk to obtain XEN tokens. So after you make your XEN, after you go and snatch the blockchain, put a stamp on it, wait your 400 days, get your XEN, right? You get to do something with it. So you stake it, right? That's another way for you to get more XEN and take advantage of the block space. This one is awesome because once you have some XEN, block space is cheaper because now you don't need to take up a lot of it to create a lot of it, right? And this is the paradox that some people are living in. They have a lot of XEN and they don't know really what to do with it, and they haven't established a connection with staking, or they haven't established a connection with liquidity. So their first instinct is to dump it forever down, right? But today's summary, because it's May 15th and I've spit too much alpha, is that what up, Rolando? That's King Pin right there. King P.o.P in the house. What's up, dog? But yeah, so, and this one too, yeah, if you're a boss on a chain, you want to own all the XEN, so you're gonna need to take the block space from the chain that you're on by making XEN, by taking the scripts and going out there and just mining out as many C ranks as you can before competition shows up. And maybe there'll be some cooperative whales in the mix that will collude to keep gas low. But what we can't collude on, I guess, what I'm seeing on Optimism and why a lot of this is coming to light on Optimism, is that we can't stop the chain from chaining. And Optimism and Base, both of those chains, gas is up without the help of XEN. So there's other participants running other worlds, other universes on these EVMs. And this is why too, hey, you would ask yourself like, yo, why hasn't XEN been recognized by EVM? Like, it's literally kept it alive while no one's looking. And this is the superpower of owning block space at a sovereign level, right? They can't take any credit for XEN. So they're not going to talk about it. But it helps their numbers. It helps it look like there's activity there. And we get to have our little coins and our little DeFi fund. And these blockchains get a little bit of, activity. But X1 is coming. And you're going to burn your XEN for X1. Okay. And this block space is going to be questioned. Because if XEN becomes very expensive, right? Like I'm saying, technically, XEN is a pure replica of Ethereum. So it technically should share the same market cap because there is no difference. If anything, it's like the best way to fork out of a blockchain. Community fork, essentially. It's like, yo, all right, fuck you guys then. I'm going to take my Ethereum and I'm going to run it through this smart contract and produce another coin on the other side. Feel free to blacklist the contract and stop me. If you don't, I'm just going to keep doing it and start a gas war on your dumbass chain. Man, that sounds so evil. I'm a villain. Nah, they ain't like us. They'll eventually catch up. But that's what I'm saying though. Like what we're seeing on some of the levels, we're seeing a lot of bad indexing on the EVMs. So they're not really pumping out. EVM's dead though. That's what I mean. It's a trade-off at this point. You're gonna keep making your XEN. So they're gonna let you because it keeps the lights on. So I'm like, no one's gonna shut XEN down. If they can afford it, they'll keep it on. The thing on Optimism, which will be very funny, is does a gas war start amongst the Xenians and the optimism users, and then what happens at that point? Because you see when a XEN block is happening, there's only 16 transactions in it. But you're still getting paid and you're getting like priority. So as a validator, I would argue I like XEN on the network because it keeps people going. And again, it's this weird phenomenon that might last for a while where you're minting XEN and for years it's profitable and no one has an answer for it. But at the kernel, that is the answer. The XEN is a replica of the chain, and if the chain is successful, they'll keep it around. They'll keep getting the fees. Why would they cut the fees? They're not Bitcoin. Only Bitcoin is the only chain in existence right now that seems to not like fees. Every other chain seems to like to forecast how much fee revenue they're making. So clicks matter. And fees is a good measure or a good KPI of how many clicks matter. Like do your clicks matter, or are you just like really spam body? And in XEN, again, if the price of XEN is up and a gas war is happening, the bids would essentially drive the whole chain up. But again, OP XEN is suffering from this thing where it doesn't have a native coin. So maybe it pumps ETH. Maybe ETH goes up because people are buying ETH on Optimism. I've always thought of this, like, yo, what if a layer 2 pumps ETH? Because there's not a lot of ETH coins. So all this ETH that we're using is all the same Ethereum. $120 million Ethereum out there in the world. Do you have one of these? Do you have at least one? Or some of it? Or some XEN shit? A piece of it? You got a piece of it? A piece of it. But yeah, like on the retail market, Ethereum is down bad, but I think that's discounts. Like, this is all discount shit. Ethereum, again, it's going to be wrapped like Bitcoin and used on other networks. People will wrap it and be like, I have Ethereum on Cardano. I have Ethereum on Solana. If they can wrap it and put it on Dogecoin, they'd wrap that shit and put it on Dogecoin. So the wrapping, like I said, that's my favorite kind of Bitcoin, is a wrapped one. In ETH, I still like real Ethereum. And you can get that on a layer 2. Optimism and Base both function off of ETH. So it does bring up the question on a bigger, microscope, magnification. Is the supply of Ethereum bullish? Because it's very low. And it's spread out now amongst all these chains, and every single one has its own little universe. And each one needs the ETH to pump it because it's the gas coin. And now, again, the XEN's on optimism with their 1 amp coin. The one with the amp, the amp is at 1. It's what XEN is in 2029. A regular coin, a hardworking gentleman. Josh said he got ETH on Tron and Sui. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's because as long as it's trusted, it's trustless, So if it's coming from the foundation, why wouldn't I own a little ETH somewhere else? But that's just it. It's a wrapped Ethereum attached to 120 million ETH supply. Hodl your ETH, bro. In Vitalik we trust. I got some BTC on Tron and Sui too. Lols. You're cyber as hell, Josh. On the Sui, you got the wrap BTC. It pays you in deep. Fire. They're talking about BTC DeFi on Shizzy stream and how they're trying to mine BTC DeFi without wrapping it. Oh, I mean, shout out Shizzy, shout out to Ordinals. But yeah, I feel like this is like the problem though with Bitcoin. At its core, you can't do anything with it, so it's better wrapped, dude. It's just better wrapped up, man. Wrap it in plastic. I don't know. It's so much better wrapped. That's its best notion. Unwrapped Bitcoin sounds like a machine factory. It sounds like, oh man, there's gonna be 30 steps before that thing is wrapped and giving me DeFi, 10-minute blocks. Never forget. That's real. They over here fighting for 10-minute blocks. Try to fill a Bitcoin block, bro, with some space. That's the most expensive block you'll ever build in your life. 10-minute blocks. But yeah, Bitcoin wrapped. And that's what I mean. I think, honestly, the best narrative for Bitcoin is people buying it and wrapping it in hedge funds. Fuck it. Wrap it in stable coins, too. Wrap that shit. It's over for the narrative that sovereign living is happening with Bitcoin. That's done. If you want to get sovereign, you better get into XEN and understand Satoshi's vision. I was talking about this yesterday in the stream. There is no other place in cryptocurrency where you can reach into the block and grab the bits and piss everyone off because you're going to start a gas war. They're going to be like, fuck. We got multiples here. What's happening? This one has 37. So there might not be a build in here. It might just be someone. This is the one I'm trying to figure out. Somebody's yeah, see, we're all running at the same, but they're not running like Xenians. They over here, they got these 23 at the end. Most people doing xeNFTs, they're doing 4 zeros and a 3. That's the floor that we've colluded on. Some users are stepping in now and they're starting to bump up their transfer transactions, but they don't know us, we don't know them, and this is what is so funny about the Wild Wild West. We're both here at the same time, and we got the 1 amp coin, and they don't know about it. And they're trying to make a trade, and then 1 second before them, let's see, 12 transactions, bulk rank. They're gonna see us very, very soon. A lot of people will probably start asking, "What in the fuck is going on Optimism? because it's actually profitable. So here, I'll show you this too. 10-minute block. Shout outs to Bitcoin DeFi. You got any PW BTC? What is that? Man, I'm gonna stay fading 10-minute block times till I DIE. We're about to have an X1 chain. All right, let's just go look at X1 chain for funnies. It's like you want to look at Solana, but we're onboarding people into X1, not into Solana. Validators getting chopped up. That's that mainnet seasoning. But yeah, right now, we got X1 at 740 transactions per second. All right. This is going to be really, really hard to make. You're not going to want to go back to EVM, bro. It's going to be over for you. Like, look at these average slot time for the for an hour. It's been 386 milliseconds. So under half a second, bro. Like, it makes no sense. Under a half a second. Yeah, speed of light, you know? So we got the cluster 108. We love that number. Shout out Zen birthday. But yeah, so it's going to be really hard for me to show love to 10-minute blocks when my blockchain is going 386 milliseconds. like this is the DeFi you've been looking for, because you could actually have custody of the DeFi. But yeah, like, again, no one's really trying to powwow around Zen yet. They don't want to have that conversation, because that's disruption. That's disruption, you know. That's low cost disruption model. If you haven't heard about that one, the low cost disruption model. And yeah, Zen is actually profitable already on OP Zen. So if you want to come and attack the chain with us, I think you should. Right now, what's happening here? I'll give you the math, the miffin. Why the math is mathing, and this math is mathing on CB Zen because there's so much inflation over there. People can't concentrate on minting in mass, so there's only specific people doing it, and they're on both sides. Like, they're doing OP Zen and CB Zen. So that's why we're seeing these giant spikes. Because, yeah, we have mass minters who are just minting for the future and selling now. And it's actually turning into, again, a buy auction, because block space is getting more expensive on CB Zen. So selling your CB Zen made a lot of sense, but now it's not always low anymore. So the miners will adjust, or the minters will adjust, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, the layer 2 thing, they said it's going to take a couple weeks before everything is set in place. And it's essentially an experiment, in my personal opinion, because yeah, they're doing this shit live and they're navigating everything, you know. And I don't think the ship will break. Maybe it will, but I don't personally think it'll break. I think people will cooperate. I think that's what's happening. Like, people will just cooperate with Base and Ethereum Foundation. They'll be like, take your time. Like, look how many people are cooperating with 9-minute blocks, bro. Like, that's insanity. Like, what? You're tripping. Oh, Maxwell. I like the X in your name, but you, sir, are getting hidden from the channel. Fuck that message. I gotta check my VMPX on Libre. It might be dead in the water. I haven't looked at VMPX in a long time. I would say that if Bitcoin has a surge in ordinals, they'll go up. And they're banging on that wall. If you follow Eric Wall, no pun intended. So I guess this is my Bitcoin analyst. I fuck with Eric Wall. I think he's kind of funny. But yeah, he is funny because he's 100% a venture capitalist in the Bitcoin world, and he knows technicals about Bitcoin. But He is a VC, right? His thing is this StarNet thing. StarNet is, or StarkNet is a layer 2 to Bitcoin. So, and it's a layer 2 for Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they already are like trying to prepare people to move into this. So I'm following him and his logic right now a little bit, because I see his angle, like he's really trying to angle his community or the believers of Bitcoin into his garden, because they're bottlenecking. You're bottlenecking, bro. You got 9-minute blocks. X1 is coming soon. And Solana's already here. And even Ethereum has faster blocks than Bitcoin, right? You got 15-second, 10-second blocks on Ethereum. And yeah, like, yeah, Bitcoin is just suffering hard from that shit. So I've been following Eric Wall. And yesterday, they started playing around with the op code, the op returns and stuff that they have going on, and they like filled a block up with like a bunch of taproot wizards or something. But yeah, he's banging on the wall, trying to get Bitcoiners to understand the block space stuff, and maybe people will get it. But it's Web 2. Web 2 is coming in. The money's coming in. You can't get caught standing still. People are going to want to wrap their Bitcoins. They're going to want to wrap their ETH. They're going to want to be as close as they can. You're going to have to, you know, again, take advantage of it. Don't get mixed up. But yeah, we're doing well. I think XEN's doing good. I think XEN's doing good. Even though it's a little down, it's this resistance. Hold on, let me sip. Before I talk about this resistance, because this resistance, man, at 154,000 is epic. We turn off this lines. This is where we've been this whole time, for months. We've been here for months. The worst part about being understanding where the price is understanding that you saw this price in August of 2024, and you saw this price in March of 2024, and you saw this price in November of 23. So this is one of the most, this is like the heaviest resistance. So right now, though, not from a crazy downtrend, but essentially the first time XEN saw a dump, I've been kind of tracking a downtrend line, and that's the line that it's been grinding. That essentially, once it pops above this line, it gets smacked. And now we're like down here, we're like pinching the end of this triangle. So again, I think XEN is the blockchain. So if it gains momentum, then technically, yes, it is incredible. You can mint XEN and make profit. You'll always be in profit. Every time you mint, you'll never not be in profit. You just need to make sure you're picking enough term days. And if you don't pick enough term days, then you're not going to be in profit. And that's why the max mint will always be in profit, because no one can go beyond the max mint. To go beyond the max mint in XEN is to have a strategy that utilizes multiple max mints. Like the magnitude of the algebra goes exponential out of this world, right? So theoretically, there is a cap on all the XENs, because you can't fill the block more than you can. Even on XEN, we know that we can fill the block ridiculously, but you don't see people dumping, because to get the highest amount was with the max terms with lower pool, right? So the only way to get the most XEN is when there's not a lot of players. To be in the beginning, like you need to be in the first 100 days, max minting and keeping it. Once it goes over the first 100 days, this minting formula, it essentially becomes like a chase game for everybody that's after the 100 days. right? And that's like the cycles. Like every cycle of like 100 days, something's supposed to happen or something. But again, the euphoric concept here is that if you max mint, you'll never be down. You should always be in profit. So like, let's say right now, XEN, for instance, if we max mint, which is going to be 515 days, and then the users after you right now, it's like roughly around 800,000. And this one is unique, or not unique, but it follows the rules of Ethereum. So you can only do 128 VMUs. So you'll see here in 515 days, I can yield 1.2 million XEN, right? Right now it's letting you know like, hey, this shit is free. And when you come back and get it, it's probably going to be free. So it literally makes no sense. But when you take this number, right, and then you put it into the magnitude math formula where you say, okay, fine, I'm going to take one max mint and I'm going to do it times 10, right? I'm going to 10x this essentially, because you can't fit no more VMUs. Oops, sorry. I mean, you can't fit more days because days you don't control. God controls the days. Users, we control users because the more people mine, you can push the users up to make sure you have a high inflation or get extra coins for more inflation. But you just need 1 day for it to record. Everything after that is just like bonus tokens. So your first 24 hours in Zen is this calculator. And then there's some bonus coins if more people show up after you and you get good performing C rank days. So yeah, you really don't control the users, but you kind of do. But the VMUs, that's the abstract interval that has all kinds of integers, because again, depending on the block space, this number can change. Optimism is copying Ethereum down to the T, so they only allow essentially 30 million GUI or 30 million gas units, right? Or yeah, it's like 30 million, but it's a layer 2. They can do a little bit more, so they inch over, and then they really have 60, so it's 2x, but they're not really advertising it like that because it's not a real stack, in my opinion. But again, you're at these restriction levels with VMUs. So 128 is your safety net. If you go over this number, the block could get stuck when you're trying to push it. You can usually retrieve it. So if it goes through, you can always retrieve it. But that's like the gamble, because time is at an essence, right? You have time now. Like if you're not minting today and you don't get 1,000 in today, then you've missed the time and you've got less than your counterparty or whatever. So yeah, you're really at time and you're really at capacity. So you'll really have to 2x this VMU count to get more. So that would be 256, I think. 128, 256. So then you get 2 million. And that's only for 2 max mints, right? But now you add 2 cents. But now I mean, you're not actually spending this much. So don't believe this part, but you're actually at 2 cents. And that's already ROI once you add one more max mint, because it's sub penny. Like, oh, this is like tripping. Yeah, you would still be here. You'd still be at yeah. Remember, not everybody can do this. I already got my mints in today, so y'all gonna be fighting for your 1,000. But yeah, like let's say we 2x that again, right? So that'd be 512. All right, 4 cents, and you're still like, it's just gonna keep going up. So theoretically, the max mint on XEN is still profitable. And that's like without everybody knowing it. Same goes for CBZN and blah, blah, blah. But again, the thing that is that it's 515 days between you and the XEN. So, you know, this is where the speculation comes in. Like, what if X1 were to come out literally in a few weeks or something like that? You know, you'd be pretty much at the mercy of that, or you could just wait. But that's why if you wait, everyone's going to be there 515 days from now. So you got to play the game how you want to play the game. I'm just going with the, like, I want some external burn. So most of my mining, that's the whole philosophy, is mint a bunch of OPs in for external burn. And then that way I don't have to keep burning my bases in. Maybe I can hold it and build with it, and just burn OPs in if it's going to have a 10x multiplier over time. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole philosophy here about this minting strategy of why you want to keep minting. Because if you stop minting, then yeah, you just won't have the mint. Now, like every other chain, it's weird because they have the amps are so high that, like, that's the question, is like, can one of these chains, or can these chains, like, can they maintain the momentum? And that's why I'm also hyper focused on optimism, because yeah, in 515 days, all these chains will be at their halfway point. And then since they're all on their halfway point, what that means is that people will start getting their first taste of deflationary. If they've been minting XEN, like if they're hardcore XEN on one chain, they'll start seeing it. Then they'll be like, oh shit, my mints are getting smaller. And it'll be like 2027. And so like into 27, early 28. And again, these Xenians might be millionaires. So like they haven't done they're not hanging out with crypto bro, listening in, trying to figure out like, how do I get to the kernel? They're just chilling. They're just minting at 120 VMUs, making their 2x's, because, you know, it's crypto, bro. We don't know why it's working like this, right? For some reason, it seems like it needs to price in the blockchain. And then maybe one day again, XEN would essentially make all blockchains more expensive if people decided to just keep minting because they're in profit. So this would be the bottom of all chains that XEN is on, at least. And if it got adopted well, right? Because they could turn off the contract, or they could stop the operation at a node level. So play safe. P.o.P is doing good. I bought some. Let's look at P.o.P. Let's look at the metrics though. Let's look at the metrics. Let's see what the minters are doing over there. To answer the question about PWBTC, it is on Pulse Chain to wrap Bitcoin. It is down after Trump's tariffs news, but it did go from 2,500 at some point. Just to mention, since you mentioned wrap BTC, lols. So it's a BTC on Pulse Chain. That's cool, but I mean, I'm talking more about like wrapped Bitcoins that are like audible, like it's coming from an audible, credible source, not one that's just kind of like floating around that's like mathematically pegged. But you know, big ups to all my Pulse Chain homies who are still going along with the can we keep the peg alive narrative. I think, you know, again, P.o.P is probably the best thing on that chain, because the bottlenecking already, I don't know, man. But that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Like, this EVM shit is dead. You can't push the chain. So imagine this chain. Imagine trying to push Pulse Chain to like F1 levels. Right? I mean, that's why we're in XEN, because we know that not every chain's going to be X1. It's not going to be X1 levels. But yeah, on Pulse Chain, whew, man, y'all need some mentors. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you minted enough. Maybe that's what you're trying to tell me. Maybe you guys are going to go to Classic World. That'd be the narrative here. This chain didn't want to inflate. They don't like inflation. So naturally, they all stopped making it. And a few crazy ones, a few of the crazy Xenians left on Pulse Chain, they decided to keep it up because they knew at the end of the day, the most or the cheapest burn point is going to be the minted one. That's why mints will still spike. On every EVM, that's the narrative. Minting XEN will always be cheaper than buying XEN. Because you're going to buy it at 4 cents when I minted it at no cent. Even if it's 5 million. And that's why, again, it turns into a number game. Well, why wouldn't I just 10x this? Or why wouldn't I just blah, blah, blah? And then you'll get to the conundrum that I'm telling you that everyone's going to get to. Only 5 to 10 users can do this, baby. That's why God didn't give you the passage. He didn't drop it in your lap. He gave you GPT, but that's why I keep telling you, use GPT. Use GPT. If you got it going on, you'll be able to make your own script. And I sent it to some people because I just want them to get started. Because I think, again, this is the movement. This is how you beat the curve before everyone shows up. The only thing you need is the native. So if you ain't got the native, then I understand. But yeah, I got, if you got $20 worth of Ethereum right now, you should be mining OP-XEN. It's funny. It's like you need $100 to mine CB-XEN and you need $20 to mine OP-XEN, but OP-XEN is worth more than CB-XEN. So you make the decision there on that one. But yeah, no one's really mining over here. So in theory, it is a supplied market. And the longer that people don't make it, less G ranks essentially, less gap. And like, again, if you can't get people to come behind you, then like the gap is even smaller, less coins. So yeah, natural disinflationary features where you pump the supply, but now no one shows up. So the supply seems capped. Like it seems like it's not going anywhere. Right. Like liquid supply, it's like it gets super staked and it's really not going anywhere. It gets super staked and it's really not going anywhere. Like that is a representation of the G rank deflation. So it's still bullish for P.o.P, because if you're buying it, no one's making it. It's kind of like shut the fuck up. Oh shit, there's like 100. Yeah, there's you guys have a Q. One quadrillion. You got a quad. Got a Q up in that bitch. 8 zeros or whatever. 16 zeros or whatever. I don't even know. Yeah, a lot of XEN to be burned over there. A lot of burn points. But that's why I when I go to the burn point concept with the most popular chains, it makes XEN like mad unfair. Because there's so much popularity on base or Pulse chain, it's like a vote. Like if the country votes a specific way, you live in the country. So like if XEN country votes P.o.P, then P.o.P is P.o.P. P.o.P actually has a lot of burn points accessible, and if there is life on the other side and it's all merged together, right? This could be the channel for someone to come in and totally get it. Totally get all the burn points. There's a shit ton over here. But that's why we don't know what it is. We don't know what the burn points are. There's some fear, but also some hopium for P.o.P. Because if the burn records did play in your favor, it would mean higher prices. But the question is, does the community follow? Does the community believe that? Or does the community say, you know what? XEN really isn't worth that much. Or does the community naturally not pledge a vote there? And that's kind of what I think it would really come down to. The same goes for ETH.POW. Because also what it would mean is if you had all the burn points, your plan would be that you couldn't use them all, but you might want to snipe a few auctions. But that's where like the question is like, when do you snipe auctions? If you had a whole bunch of burn points, like you had a whole big bag of burn points, more than everybody else, you're gonna play the game and snipe everything early? Probably not. Like you're probably gonna try to wait when there's less people playing so you can snipe much longer. At least I think that would be the elite strategy. But to have that strategy means you're prepared to play the short game because you already have the long game protected. And that's where I think a lot of people in Zen are double dipping in something that they have never strategized before. And I would like to see Pulse Chain and ETH.POW and Phantom and Polygon all be merged into one giant like burn auction. Because it would be hilarious. As someone who's into base, as someone who's into OP.Zen, as someone who's into XENblocks, a lot of ways to get XNT. So I don't really care if there's like a bloodbath of burn point auction smearness. This isn't just the only way into X1, so it's hard for me to like feel like someone should get treated better than the other. But it is easy to give Optimism a bonus because it is apparent that it does not have the capabilities to create as many coins as the other blockchains. So this is special about Optimism, and why, again, everything else, theoretically, if the blockchain is expensive, the Zen should be expensive. It shouldn't be like tiers that it's like not expensive. That's by design. That's to give the person who discovers that, damn, this shit isn't expensive, the opportunity to get it on discount. I had made a post today on my X account that shit went over everybody's head. Everybody liked the P.o.P one though. Go to my X account, all the alphas there. If you're on X right now and you've been watching the stream there, you should probably come over to YouTube. Oh, no one's on X. Big ups. Zen has died on X. Motherfuckers have given up on X. So funny. Like, I can't do it anymore, coach. I can't keep up. I'm so tired. Like, get the fuck out of my face. But when I do post P.o.P, everyone agreed with this one. So I had posted this morning where I was like, hear me out. And, oh, I spelled here wrong. Fuck me. But yeah, here as in I am here right now. Here we go. But yeah, basically P.o.P, Zen, CB Zen, OP.Zen, 31 engagement, and some so down here, trying to say something always. But I posted this one. Because this is how I really feel. Because right now, I think a lot of you people are here. This coin seems to be on discount forever. Soon you're going to get to this part. Again, I've already been here. I was telling you guys that nobody understands this shit. But yeah, this coin seems to be on discount and people don't understand why. We're almost to this part. This coin is just a coin. But yeah, go repost this. If they merge all of the burn points together, y'all are all gonna feel like this. This coin is just a coin. And then you're gonna be like, I'm fucking wrecked. But Zen is down forever. This one's gonna be funny though, because down forever is as in new people come in and they're like, yo, I'm down with Zen. Like, I'm down with the sovereign notion. This is just a coin. You just own this. You just make it and you burn it. You can kind of buy it and maybe it pumps, but you just make it and burn it. Make it and burn it. Right? And the first wave of people that came, they were supposed to be the discoverer team of this. And we see how many people cry in discovery. Not many lands you can discover in this modern era. Everything's been discovered in IRL at least. But in the digital space, in these tiny niche pockets, there's a lot of fun things. Zen being one of those, watching people bicker battle. And ETH Zen alone is so cheap. This one is stupid cheap. At 7 zeros, this one is this is the dumbest one. It made ETH deflationary. Right? See? Man, damn, I'm the last Zen streamer left. For sure. No one's gonna be able to give you this many facts. I was having trouble viewing my VVs and mints. Is the chain down? I heard that you have to use OKX. I missed that PZen post. I choose Zen on post chain. Lowe's, of course you do. You're the post chain king. But I think if you use this, you can find it. OKX, they support everybody. The thing about ETH PAL though, and this is why, again, I'm saying, bro, you could actually mash together all of the blockchains because there's only so many people. There's like 4 motherfuckers. It's a handful of people on ETH PAL. If they have all those burn points, they'll have to be very smart how they use them because they're the only ones coming from Ethereum PAL. So like they'll have the chance to snipe like 1 or 2, where it's almost like a free ticket. It's like that's what I mean. It's gonna be a free ticket. You get 1 free ticket to getting like 100 XNT or something. Like you'll just win the whole auction because you went to Ethereum PAL and burned it all. But now you can never make those burn points again because no one's on ETH PAL to push the G rank. Right? Like all the G ranks have been stuck as fuck on these chains. Like they barely go up. And then for people to go, like, or what we're seeing on Optimism is proof. You can't just think that the G rank is going to go up. It needs attraction. If the chain isn't attractive, no one's going to go and pump the G rank. Right? So a lot of these G ranks have been stuck. Some of them don't even have a chain behind them anymore. Right? So you want to see the G rank go up so you attract new Zenians. Hello. Everywhere else, the burn points are the burn points. And what's out there right now is what's out there right now. I don't expect, again, it might be a burst of energy. Like, I'll show you what I mean by this. So you see here, like the G rank is going steady up, the minters are going down. You don't want this. You want this to turn around at some point. And actually the minters start to go up. So it actually looks like it's trying to turn around right now. It looks like 374, 376. Oh no, active minters are going down. You see that 135, and then now we're at 134. So yeah, people aren't returning this Polygon to keep going, like to keep making batch mints. And it makes sense because they got a shit ton of supply. So it makes sense for the deferred action to be less G ranks. And then it makes sense for that to become highly amplified. Like this idea that every day we're actually negative G rank, negative G rank, negative G rank. And this high ass supply is affected. Like it's essentially peaked. Once it's burned, it's burned. And if you don't have any, you don't got any. Right? And who knows how much the snipe will be because the minters minted the most. They might have trillions of Zen that they're going to burn on these other chains. And we don't even know if it pumps the price because the buy and burn shit doesn't even really make any sense. Someone can just I don't want to get started on that. But the buy and burn is just for stability. It's not to pump the price. It's one reason why I hate the whole Titan thing. They got people brainwashed as fuck over there. They even think like buy and burn means pump price. Like, no, bro. People are gonna burn it, and then someone's gonna go on the DEX and they're gonna take all the ETH out of it. One big dump. And then you're gonna try to dump your shit and there's gonna be no ETH in there. You're gonna be like, well, where's the buyback and burn? It's like somebody already came and took the ETH, bro. You had 45 seconds to get here. The bots have taken all the ETH because it went into a public pool. So I assume that will happen with XEN, where people burn it and there's no new XEN created. So you're fucked. You're like, there goes that 2 trillion XEN or whatever, that 2Q, all in a furnace. And for us to do it again, we gotta get people to Polygon. Like, I mean, you could essentially use Polygon as like a use rag or whatever. Lols. Import people to Polygon just to flip the G rank. Sounds like a lot of work though. Maybe there'll be millions at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I don't know. We're not there yet. But that's something you have to remind yourself. These G ranks, they don't move. You'll see here on Optimism, the G rank just started to rise because people who never minted there are minting at the 1 amp. And that's good because that means more people will do it. It just needs a nudge. Like, it just needs the pro users to be like, hey, you know what? This is good. We're going to start minting over here. And then boom, minting starts to go up. New active minters, right? This shit was dying and then it bounced back. It's in a new cycle right now. XEN is in a whole new cycle. If you've been in XEN, again, you've got a chance to give us a red candle that we've never seen before. Open up the floor. Please open the floor up, because it's now or never, man. You don't want the weight of that bag. I don't know who I'm talking to, but someone out there doesn't want the weight of that bag. They want to spread it out because it would already send if they weren't going to do it. So it's either that or this resistance at 544 market cap is super strong. So you'll see here every time it gets there, like that determined when it was going to go into a recession, essentially. Same here, like it determined downside. Here it determined upside. So yeah, this is like a critical moment for XEN. That's why I think, like, if it doesn't go through here, someone thinks they got time and they're gonna sell it, but you're cornered. So please sell it, because maybe you do got time. Maybe you should gamble. You should try to figure it out. Give me a discount. This Metaplex is complicated. You're talking about to make NFTs? Wiper snatched, bicker battling. What the hell? ETH PAL is sketch. Price on chain, price on sex are not the same. Way off. Yeah, that's true. Well, because you have ETH PAL is, that's what I mean. Like the miners of ETH PAL are people who mine ETH PAL. Like, it's all these people who already are mining Ethereum PAL. And what makes it like not good, I guess, is like, what is that? What do they have to offer? Right? You can't just be a blockchain. That's what XEN is kind of proven to me too. Like, you can't just be a blockchain and be like, oh, we've got a group of colluding nodes, like we get value. So that's why I'm like, they're not gonna get more G rank on ETH PAL. Like, base demolished Ethereum PAL in G rank. Like, again, if you really want to pump the G rank, you should be on base chain, because the inflation allows you to have wiggle room. When you go on Optimism, there's a bunch of pro users and they're gonna bait you in left and right. But when you're on a base, you can control the inflation for a few years. You'll have control of it. And there would be people following you because the whales in Zen have chosen base, right? Why have they chosen base? Because base goes up in gas. Base is attached to Coinbase, right? If Zenians really were going to choose something, they'd probably choose something from this list, right? This is called Bitbond. They have all kinds of tools. And I just want to show you, like, there's a reason why they choose these chains and why Blast is here. Don't give a fuck about Blast, but that's why Blast is here, right? But you see Avalanche, Polygon, and Binance Chain. So it's under full assumption, you would assume Binance Chain, Polygon, and Avalanche should be very dominant in the Zen world because they dominate EVM advertisement, right? But OP Zen is on this chart and CV Zen is on this chart. And both of them have very competitive G ranks, and the G ranks are actually so far gone beyond Binance and Polygon. I mean, Binance and Avalanche, that it raises almost another visual question of why is it like that? And then when you look at Polygon and you see the total supply versus Base's total supply, it really raises a question. Well, why is that like that? You know? And I've already given my thoughts on that shit, but I'll do it real quick. So Polygon's an airdrop chain. A lot of people got a free Matic. So Zen being on Polygon exposed how free their block space was, how they're essentially overcharging people to use Polygon. And the G rank is a reflection of that overcharge. That's why the Zen is so cheap on Polygon, because it's just free. It's almost like the free fart of Polygon on all these chains that had airdrops, right? That's why Phantom's G rank got so high and their supply is so high. It's the airdrop of Phantom that polluted the token, right? Binance chain, it wasn't really airdropped. Some people got it for 17 cents. So that's why it has a little bit of a high global rank and a little bit of a liquid supply. There are some crypto users on Binance, but I just don't think a lot of people stayed there. I think they've ventured away and went to Solana and stuff, Pulse Chain and stuff. So that's kind of what they suffer from, just culture shock. And then when you look at Avalanche, I think they just didn't get good Zen adoption. And one of the things you can see when you look at Avalanche and the Zen adoption, T-Law Fitness says P.o.P is my biggest bag. My poor FMT. I think they delisted FMT from the exchange today. I think that's why it tanked. Didn't it tank or something? I should like went to zero. Oh, nah, it must have been on the DEX. I mean, not on the DEX, on the centralized exchange. Phantom Zen is cracked. You need the whole world to come and buy that shit. But that's just it. Nobody would do it. I don't even think this points. Yeah, see? Like all these broken links. Doesn't this feel like the internet in the very beginning of, or when everything started changing, you go to a link and it should just be broken? Like how in crypto is there a broken link? Like it shouldn't make no sense. But, yeah, Avalanche. Look at this. The mentors have come back over here and they tried to turn up and then they turn off. So this is a fascinating thing I've seen, because I saw some newer cats come into the culture, and then like they were, you know, promoting Avalanche, and I've been here before because I did this one. This right here was me and like Cosmic Kid and Simple and Sixer and Cloud, whole bunch of people. We realized how cool Avalanche was, like how fast it was, how easy it was to get. You can go to Coinbase, buy it, send it, make Zen. No, it was flawless. But then what happened was people beat people, and it was dog eat dog world because, you know, nobody in Avalanche joined us. right? No one came to join the Xenians, so it fizzled out. Fizzled out for a long time. You see, for half a second, the only people that were in Avalanche were the same mentors. They had active mentors and no G rank. Crazy. G rank was barely moving, because this is the problem you run into when it's just one person mining, or a few people, like let's say like 5 to 10 people. And this is what the pattern will start to look like over time, because you need to keep adding new people so that the global rank is going up with new mentors, not active mentors. Also, active can be categorized as someone claiming their Zen. Right, that's why over here you'll see it's a better balance. The blue and the red are matching each other, because a ton of new wallets came in, and this is because they had the scripts. Right, the scripts came, they tried to see if XEN was something worth it, and they died off. So the story is there already for Avalanche. You can keep trying it, but it's blockchain related. Nobody wants to be over there. Nobody wants to buy it. Avalanche, it's a selected group, and that's their Zen. So they're gonna make their burn points, and maybe there's a lot of upside because there's not a lot of coins, but that's kind of like the hopium on Avalanche. Damn, that shit fell out of the Zen watch list because no one's traded it. Oh, hell no. You got to go trade some Avalanche, some XEN. Damn, that shit fell out the Zen list. Nah, bro, that's type crazy. You see, man, how you gonna root for this shit? This shit fell out of the fucking Zen list. I know this is in the Zen list. Oh, main list? It was the Uniswap one. That's what must happen. Everybody went back to the Avalanche decks because no one is using the Uniswap Avalanche decks. So they're forced to go back to the or Trader Joe's is an Avalanche native decks. So when we first started trading XEN, it started on Trader Joe's. But when Uniswap opened up, a lot of people moved over there, and they pulled their XEN because it was supposedly going to be a bigger collaboration. But that's what I'm if you see what I'm saying, like, it's none of it has added up to what the response should have been. And now you don't even have Avalanche alive essentially on Uniswap. It's only alive internally. I don't know. Keep playing with this shit. I think that shit is playing with fire. Again, my big hits: P.o.P, regular Zen, O.P. Zen, C.B. Zen. Those three, that is, or those four is the ingredients. Everything else is all right. But again, there's stories on why they suck. On why they're not the ones that could potentially have life after death, where everyone burns their Zen and there's still people, mining blocks and filling up block space and creating, chaos on the EVMs. Let's see, 11 transactions. This one gotta have a bulk mint in it. Bang. Oh, this one. Oh, look at, oh shit, somebody, they got him. They sniped him. Whoever this is. They made it fail. Three, 4, 2, 8, 9. 3, 4, 2, 8, 9. That's the base. I'm trying to watch the chain because I want to see if like optimism homies or people would try to come in, and that's where the gas war will start. It will start with us versus them because we're both going for the kernel, and there's not enough air in that particular part of EVM. Not every developer can be at the kernel, right? So your transaction fails. See, they actually had enough gas, but for some reason got front run. Hold on, let's look at this. Let's look into this further. Hold up. We gotta do this side by side because this is crazy. Let's launch that one. Let's look at this one. Why Joe Blau not using Wallet Connect on FastPeg? It's difficult to move between connected wallets to the website. I thought he used Wallet Connect on Fast JPEG. He might not. Maybe he's using Venom. We'll look at that real quick. That motherfucker said regular Zen. Yeah, either Zen is regular, bro. Oh, you want that regular Zen? That regular? Yeah, see, this is Wallet Connect. So he's using Wallet Connect. Like, yeah, this is Wallet Connect. This template. Yeah, this is all Wallet Connect. So he's using Wallet Connect. What it might be is he tweaked the shit out of this though. So it's mainly designed for Farcaster, because like if you don't know, like this is designed for Farcaster. It's something I'm making right now for Xburner. I'm trying to bring Xburner to Warpcast. So if you don't know what Warpcast is, this is the base social media. All right, so this is my Warpcast account, whatever, blah blah blah. But what's cool about Warpcast is they have these things called mini apps. So like they got like, the way they dropped this was they made like a mini app where you could like get rewards, right? Like, oh, you do stuff, you get rewards, blah blah blah. But Joe Blau tried to take this to the next level, and he introduced Fast JPEG, right? But it's really designed for Warpcast. It's designed for this mini app. So you'll see here, it looks a lot better. It has a better feeling than the desktop feel. And this is about access, because again, Base is trying to get, again, they're trying to give access to the world. That's how they plan on bringing everybody in. So when you hit Wallet Connect over here, you see this one is favoritism, because they don't want you to go outside the gate. So they want you to use MetaMask. They want you to use Coinbase. They want you to use Farcaster. You know, they want you to use Phantom, the browser wallet tab, which doesn't really work at all. So that's really what's happening there. It's not necessarily him leaving out anybody. It's just more of the design angle for the actual customer is for. Oh shit. Now we should be back. I think that shit just dropped connection. But yeah, you could, I mean, Joe Blau made a Zen room on Farcaster. There's like 34 people in here. So we chilling. But oh, look at Jack's here. Cypherius Prime. Builder, just blockchain builder, destroyer of mediocrity. This was a year ago. I'm gonna say hello, Jack. X1 Zune. Cast it. But yeah, that's all this is. It's just like, it's literally X, but it's on fucking base chain. So make it what you wanna. Make it what you wanna. All right, but let's look at this real quick. Let me see here. So this one got through, and it used less gas, less priority fee. I mean, my bro just maxed it. I mean, the gas just ended up getting maxed out. Damn. That's a wacky one. But yeah, this is the problem with the minting, is that if the blockchain becomes competition, then theoretically OPZen is going to still be really hard to mint because you won't be able to have a set schedule in a sense of like everybody will be competing. So you'll need to know how to set your schedule. If someone gets into your schedule, then like that's going to mess up how many units you're making, you know, so it's just going to constantly fluctuate, knowing that these blocks can fill and that at any moment in time you could share a block with something that's higher in priority and then your transaction fails. Right, and then it's back to the board. But if more people show up, then it makes it even harder. Let's look at this one. Failed again. Damn, my bro's got a hella failing. They probably got to raise their gas too. Kinda. I don't know. But yo, man, I've been talking for too fucking long, bro. This is the most recent insight that I've learned. Keep minting. Stay positive. I don't know. Figure it out. You got this. Goes in XEN. Peace.
Astronaut.